and we are back again with the 100 Networking Q&A series where we are discussing top 10 interview questions which are there to enhance your skills and to get ready for the interviews. So as in this today's session, we are going to talk about some of the IP services section and some of the security part. We have just covered up a few important questions which are pretty much asked in interviews as well. And you must be aware about these questions as well because these are really very important topics as per the aspect of your networking journey. So let's get started, guys, with the day 7. And we got the question number 61 here, which says, what's the default port number used for DHCP communication? So as in here, you can see we are getting some options. So let's first try to understand, guys, what exactly this port number concept is there in terms of DHCP. So as there are different port numbers, 53, 67, 80, 161. We all know that what's the correct answer, but still we need to understand the concept for the port numbers. In terms of DHCP, we know that this is basically there are two default port numbers if we are dealing up with the IPv4. So we got port number 67 and port number 68. So 67 is basically there for the, you can say, server, as well as 68 is there for the client. So as per the question, the correct answer, we know that it is going to be 67 because that's the only port number which is used in case of DHCP. So DHCP port number 67, it is used by server. As we know, DHCP is a client server model. So the default port number used by DHCP server to listen for the client request when a device on the network, such as computer or any other network device that is asking for the dynamic IP configurations, it sends a DHCP request to the DHCP server using the port number 67. Whereas there is another port number that is 68, which is used for the client. So the port number which is used for the client, it is basically to listen for the responses from the DHCP server. So after sending the DHCP request from the server, the client will listen on the port number 68 for the server's response, which includes the assignment of IP address and other parameters which are required for the dynamic IP selection. So as in the given options, the option number B, 67 is the correct answer for the default port number used by DHCP server for the communication, and the DHCP client communicates with the server on the port number 68. So the communication is essential for the automatic configuration of IP address and other network parameters, making it easier to manage and maintain in the network. So this is what the option number B is the correct answer for the question number 61. Going back to the question number 62. In DHCP transactions, what role does the DHCP server play when it receives a DHCP discover message? So we got some options here. Assigns the IP to the client. B says acknowledge the request. C says it offers an IP address to the client. And D says it requests more information from the client. So as per these options, it is just asking you to, write the rule for DHCP server when it is going to receive a DHCP discover message. What exactly DHCP server will do once it is going to receive a discover message? So as per these options, the option number C is the correct answer, which is it offers an IP address to the client. Because we know that in terms of DHCP, when a DHCP server receives a discover message from the client, it is really the initial step, or you can say initial process of assigning the IP address and other configurations to the client machine. So what exactly happens is that it offers the IP address to the client. So the server responds, the DHCP server, we can say that the DHCP server will respond to the DHCP discover message, which was sent by the client machine. And DHCP server is going to offer back to the client as per the DORA process that says discover, offer, request, and acknowledge. So after discover, there comes the offer. So offer is essentially the server's way of saying that I have the IP address available for you, and here are the association parameters which are required for that. So in this stage, the IP is offered by the server and is not yet assigned to the client. It is a proposal or an offer, you can say. So the subsequent steps in the HCP process involve client acknowledging the offer, server sending a request message, and finally you have an acknowledge message to confirm the assignment of offered IP in that case. But as per this context, as per this question, you can say that what role does the DHCP server play when it receives the DHCP discover message? So in the context of DHCP transactions, it offers an IP address to the client. That's the option number C, because it's like where the correct description of the server rules when it's gonna receive the DHCP discover message from the client machine. So as in here, the option number C is going to be the correct answer. What message indicates the successful allocation of IP address to the client? Again, we are back with the DHCP question. So talking about this one, that what message indicates the successful allocation of IP address to the client machine? As I told you that in DHCP, there are some messages. So let's just re-revise all those messages. We have the first message in DHCP or exchange of messages. If be like, you can say the first is DHCP discover, where the client initiates the DHCP process by broadcasting the DHCP discover message to the network. This message is a request for available DHCP servers. Then we have the offer message we have seen in the another question that offers on the network to respond the DHCP discover message with the DHCP offer message. So in this message, each DHCP server offers an IP address and configuration information to the client. Then comes the request. So the client, after receiving one or more DHCP offer messages, selects an offer and sends a DHCP request message to the chosen DHCP server. So this message formally requests the offered IP address and confirms the selection. Then lastly, we got the acknowledgement. So as in the context of this question, the option number A is going to be the correct answer, guys, because acknowledgement is one of the option that DHCP acknowledges the messages in the final step in the DHCP process to indicate the successful allocation of IP address to the client. And after receiving the acknowledge message, the client can use the assigned IP address and other parameters which are given by the DHCP server. So as in here, DHCP acknowledge, the option number A is the correct answer, and we have also verified the entire DHCP process with the first three questions because it was pretty much related to the DHCP working, which is the DORA process, discover, offer, request, and acknowledge. Coming back to the question number 64, in a DHCP snooping environment, what happens when a DHCP server is detected on an untrusted port? So guys, in a DHCP environment, DHCP snooping is basically a security feature which helps in prevent rogue DHCP servers. Rogue means it's unauthorized DHCP servers from distributing incorrect or malicious IP configurations to the network clients. So the DHCP snooping feature is typically implemented on the switches where the, like you can say, when a DHCP server is detected on an untrusted port, it poses a security risk and it may provide incorrect or unauthorized IP to the clients. So as per our scenario, we got some options here. The port is marked as untrusted. The switch sends an alert and may take actions like shut down the port, and DHCP server is added to the DHCP snooping binding. The last says DHCP messages are forwarded without restrictions. So as in here, the option number B is going to be the correct answer, where the switch sends an alert and it may take actions like shutting down the port. As in here, alert in the sense when DHCP server is detected on untrusted port, the switch can generate an alert or log message to inform the network admin about the potential network security threat. And this alert is basically a notification that the DHCP server operating on a port where it shouldn't be. And actions like shutting down the port to mitigate the security risk by the rogue DHCP server, the switch can take proactive measures such as shutting down the port or the untrusted port, I mean. So this action helps in preventing unauthorized DHCP servers from distributing the IP configurations. So overall, snooping adds a layer of security to the network by monitoring and controlling the DHCP messages and the exchange between the clients and servers, specifically in you can say situations where unauthorized DHCP servers may attempt to operate on the network. So these are four quick questions from the DHCP part, including one security question from the DHCP part as well. Now going back to the question number 65, which SNMP message is sent by SNMP manager to request the information from SNMP agent? So we got some options: get request, get next request, get response, get request, and set request. So as per this question, if you will see that, guys, in SNMP, which is Simple Network Management Protocol, this SNMP manager communicates with the SNMP agents to monitor and manage the network device. where the SNMP manager can request information from the SNMP agents using a GET request message. So as per this question, the option number C is going to be the correct answer, that is GET request. Now let's try to understand what exactly this GET request comes into picture and how exactly we say that this is going to be the correct answer. Just because you can say that the SNMP manager uses a GET request message to request specific information or the value of a particular variable for from an SNMP agent. So the agent in turn responds with a GET response message containing the requested information. So these are some of the things. So in short, we can say when SNMP manager wants to retrieve the information from SNMP agent, it sends a GET request and the agent responds with the GET response containing the requested information. So GET response is the correct answer, the option number B. Sorry, the option number C is going to be the correct answer for this one, which is GET request. Now, moving back to the question number 66. What is the purpose of SNMP MIB, that is Management Information Base? So as in here, guys, this is something you can say when we talk about this management information base, it plays a very crucial role in simple network management protocol framework. So as per the options, we got some A, B, C, and D that says provides a database for the network devices, stores the SNMP messages, defines the structure of management information, and the last says it manages the network security, which we all know that. But here it's asking you for the purpose of MIB, that's management information base. So you can say the correct answer for this is going to be the option number C, which defines the structure of management information base. So basically, the SNMP management information base is a virtual database that organizes the information about the devices on a network where it serves a structured collection of variable or objects, each representing a specific aspect or parameter for the managed device. Then comes the structure of the management information, then the operations of SNMP comes into picture, information retrieval comes there, the standardization comes up, like the MIB provides a standardized way of organizing and representing the management information across different devices and vendors. So standardization allows, you can say, the SNMP managers to work with the devices from various manufacturers in a very consistent manner. So as per this question, the option number C is the correct answer that defines a structured management information, which enables the SNMP manager to effectively monitor and manage the devices on the network, as in it acts as a standardized and hierarchical representation, or which is associated with whatever the network devices we have. So that's the question number 66. And going back to the question number 67, what is the purpose of SNMP trap message? So guys, there are some options. It's very easy. You all have gone through with this question. What is SNMP trap message? If you have gone through with the SNMP, it's like you can say, talking about the SNMP trap message, it do serves the purpose of alerting the SNMP, right? In case any event or condition which occurs on the managed device. So therefore, the correct answer for this one is going to be the option number C, to alert the SNMP manager of an event. Basically, some event notifications are generated. There are some asynchronous notifications, event types, trap format configurations on the SNMP manager. All these things are there, but yep, SNMP trap provides some mechanisms for SNMP agents to inform the SNMP manager about the events occurring, or you can say, on the managed device in a proactive and asynchronous manner. So this is really crucial for real-time monitoring and rapid response to the, you can say, network events and issues. So that's the thing. As per this question, the correct answer is basically the option number C, to alert the SNMP manager of an event. Now going back to the question number 68, which component of AAA is responsible for verifying the identity of a user device? So this is again one more quick question from the security section where the AAA stands for authentication, authorization, and accounting. Every component plays a specific role in the access control process, you can say. Let me just explain you all these three A's first of all, which is AAA, authentication, authorization, and accounting. Authentication is something you can say, it's a process of verifying the identity of a user, which ensures that the entity tries to access the system or network is who it claims to be. Like authentication methods can include something the user knows, like a password or something the user has, like you can say, take an example of smart card or the username or identification. So that's what the part of authentication is. Then coming back to the authorization, the second A, it determines what actions or resources the authenticated user or the device is allowed to access, which defines the permissions and privileges associated with the authenticated identity. Then comes the last one, that is accounting. Accounting means the option number C, which is given in here. Accounting is something, it involves the tracking and logging of activities performed by users or devices. Or you can say it provides an audit trail for monitoring and analysis of the system and the network usages, which includes information such as when a user is trying to log in and what are the resources the user can access and how long the user remains connected. So in context of this question, guys, authentication is specifically responsible for verifying the identity of the user or device. So writing the correct answer for this question, that is going to be the authentication, because once the authentication is successful, then the system can proceed and determine the authorized actions and track the usage for accounting purpose. Now, going back to the second last question, which is in context of AAA, what does the term role-based access control refers to? So as in here, we got some options, controlling the access based on user identity, assigning the permissions based on user roles, tracking user activities for auditing, restricting the access to a specific IP. As in here, guys, the correct answer for this question is going to be the option number B, means assigning the permissions based on the user roles, as it's asking you for the term role-based access control. So it is going to be the correct answer. That is option number B, assigning the permissions based on the user roles. As in here, when I'm talking about the option B, this role-based access control, guys, it's just a method of access control where permissions are assigned to the roles and the users are then associated with those roles. It's just a way of managing and organizing the permissions in a more scalable and maintainable manner, you can say. So as in context of AAA, this role-based access control is often used as a part of authorization process where after a user is authenticated, the system determines what actions or resources the authorized user can access. Instead of assigning permissions directly to the individual user, permissions are assigned to the roles and the users are assigned to specific roles. So therefore, in context of AAA, this role-based access control refers to assigning the permissions and based on their user role, making the option number B as the correct answer for this question number 69. So guys, again, we got the very last question. That's question number 70. I'm not gonna let you know the answer for the question number 70 because it is really very easy and I'm expecting the answer from you guys to write on the chat box. Here's the question is, guys, what's the common security measure used in AAA to protect the passwords during the transmission? VPN, hashing, encryption, and compression. So what basically make sure that sorry, what basically makes sure that it is going to encrypt the password, or you can say used to protect the passwords during the transmission, like what kind of security measure it is going to take, be it the encryption, be it the hashing, VPN and compression, they're not really going to be there. So what's going to be the correct answer for this question to measure the security passwords during the transmission of AAA, be it your hashing or encryption? You tell me, guys, then I'll explain you this as well. Take 5 seconds of time to write the correct option. Is it going to be your A, B, C, or D? So guys, the correct answer for this question is going to be option number C, that's encryption, because before transmitting the authentication credentials, the system encrypts the data using a secure encryption algorithm. So this process transforms the plain text and the passwords into ciphertext, making it difficult for attackers to decipher it. And then by employing encryption, the organizations can ensure the confidentiality and integrity of the authentication credentials which are shared during the transmission, reducing the risk of unauthorized access. So marking the option number C as the correct answer, encryption is going to be the proper security measure used in AAA to protect the passwords during the transmission. So that's it, guys, for this quick Q&A series. I hope you all enjoyed it. In case if you all have any kind of questions, queries, feel free to reach out on the comment box. We and our team will be there to help you out with whatever the query you do have. So that's all. See you guys on the next Sunday, live 8 p.m. as per Indian Standard Time. Thank you for joining, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it.